Yes. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Reverend Michael Everett Davis, spiritual leader here at Unity of Indianapolis, where I wear many, many hats. One of the things I like to say is, I'm a person who wears many, many hats, and I don't like to wear hats. But I wear them anyway when they are necessary. Oh. So, it's March already again, right? So, spring is only 15 minutes. No, 15 days. It's only 15 days away. It's a week from tomorrow. The temperatures are warming up. We've had some rain falling. We've had the sun shining. Nature is waking up from its winter slumber. Now, I remember when I was growing up, whenever we reached March, we always talked about, is March going to come in like a lion, or is March going to come in like a lamb? So we've had some pretty mild days, right? Actually, March 1st was beautiful. It was warm out, it was sunny. I had the back door open. Our Chihuahua Harper was sitting out in the sun. So I had posted on Facebook, March did not come in as a lion or a lamb, it came in as a Chihuahua. Which then means it's just nipping at your heels. So, but then, March 3rd, it was cold and it was windy and it was rainy. Ugh. But yesterday was absolutely beautiful. Went for a walk, enjoyed looking at the crocus that were up and blooming already, and daffodils are up and just about to bloom, and hyacinth are starting to come up, and tulip leaves are starting to come up, and it was like the earth is waking up after sleeping. So I would say for us, March came in like a lamb. In other places, there were big storms and tornadoes. Some places had snowstorms, like inches, feet of snow up in like Minneapolis. So I would say for them, March came in like a lion. Now this year, for the month of March, we're talking about growth, spiritual growth. Spiritual growth is possible through my faith. Spiritual growth is possible. So when we grow spiritually, it's when we awaken from our slumber of contentment. Our spiritual can happen through what we learn out of chaos and suffering, and we can grow through spiritual practice. Are we abruptly awakened, a lion, or gently nudged, a lamb? I will get back to that in a little bit. Also, during the month of March, some of us might be preparing our gardens for the spring growth. We might start tilling the soil or clearing out the debris left over from winter. Add some fertilizer. Think about what we might want to grow this year. It's like tomatoes, cucumbers. We want to put in a lettuce patch for the rabbits to eat. The same goes for our spiritual growth, especially if you want that nice, gentle nudge. We prepare our minds, clearing away the clutter from our winter slumber. Fill it with divine thoughts, or as we like to say at Unity, fill it with truth. And think, how do I want to grow this year? How do I want to show up? So how do we prepare for spiritual growth? Today, I want to explore parts of Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5, 1 through 11. These are the Beatitudes. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up to the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. And he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. So I want to take first at this first beatitude. Maybe. I'll turn it on. There it is. Not that bee's attitude. All right. So, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Eric Butterworth wrote in The Power Within You, showing us the seal. All right, I should have let you know, but I'm studying this book, so I'm going to use it. But anyway, if you don't have it, let Seal know. She'll order it for you, and we'll have it in the bookstore. If we don't already, we should have this book in the bookstore. But okay, right. But so in this book, The Power Within You, by Eric Butterworth, he writes, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." We've been a long time outgrowing the misunderstanding that has stigmatized this beatitude. Throughout the ages of Christianity, it has been a virtue to be poor. Suffer patiently through your poverty today, for in some future heaven you will have your reward. This theme has prevailed throughout the teachings about Jesus, but it is a misunderstanding of the meaning implicit in these significant words. So looking at the metaphysical meaning of poor, or poor in spirit, it says in the revealing word, poor in spirit, those who have denied personal consciousness. They are poor in the spirit of selfishness, but rich in the spirit of Christ. So it's when you're denying that your personal consciousness. So personal, metaphysical definition of personal from the revealing word, personal aims. Personal aims are concerned exclusively with one's own self-welfare. They are always narrow and selfish. So long as these exist and take the place of the rightful one, there is no room for the higher self, the Christ of God. So when you have that narrow thought of just your personal self, and that's all you're aware of, there's no room. You're not leaving room for God, leaving room for spirit, for divine mind, for spirit. So you're also being poor in spirit, you lack personal pride. So poor in pride, blessed are those who have let go of their ego. For theirs is the Christ consciousness. It's not that you're going to get it, you have it. It's our birthright as a child of God. So then we are aware of it. The kingdom of heaven, in the revealing word, the kingdom of heaven is the realm of divine ideas, producing their expression, perfect harmony. It is within man. So the kingdom of heaven, it's not a place to go after this life. It's the place that we are now. And seeing that this is the first of the Beatitudes, I was looking at it as this is the beginning of expanding our consciousness. This is how we prepare. And this also runs parallel with Unity's first principle. There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. In order to truly believe this, we must be poor in spirit. We need to let go of our ego, our Adam consciousness, and open up to the one power, the one presence. When we open up to this one power, the source of our being and of our being and everything, as just that, the source. We're opening up to the Christ consciousness, our true potential. And just a little side note, I think this is the same thing that's being said in Proverbs 3:7. When I was looking at this particular proverb kept popping into my head. Be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Let go of your personal consciousness. Be in awe of the divine. And those error thoughts will go away. You will fill yourself with thoughts of truth. So this is where we start. Dissolving personal consciousness and letting what is our birthright, the Christ consciousness, in. And it's not really even letting it in. It's already there. We're just becoming aware of it. We're being aware. We're sensing the warmth. We're under the ground. We're sensing the warmth, and we're starting to emerge through the soil as the spring flowers are right now. Now, this can be difficult to just let that ego go. If it was easy, we would all be ascended by now. So we can't just let that ego go. But we feel safe. It feels familiar, right? So how do we take that step and release personal consciousness? We take a leap of faith. So I'm going to ask you a question. This is a real life question. So I would like to hear answers. What is faith? Hope, believing. Trust. Open. Affirming the unseen. Nice. These are all great, yeah. Letting go. Sure, yeah. Just knowing.
Leap and the net will appear.
Believe in what?
Leap and the net will appear.
Leap and the net will appear, right? So, looked up I Googled faith, what does it mean? So one definition is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Second one, strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. So there's some trust, there's confidence. It's a belief in God. I would think what they mean in here is a belief that there is a higher being that is there supporting us. Here at Unity, we have the 12 powers. The first of the powers is the power of faith, which is the ability to believe. Okay, we've had that. Believe into it and perceive. Perceive. Believe that it's already there. As Reverend Charles Roth, former minister here, had said, to totally accept and believe. That's having. I totally accept and believe this. That's faith. That is faith. I also like to look at faith as a state of being. It's like to be in faith. Sometimes you hear that, oh, they're a person of faith. Or so a person of faith, a person in faith. So when you're in that state of being of faith, there's no fear. There's no doubt. There's complete trust. It's complete surrender, knowing that you're a part of this divineness. You're a part of it, and you can surrender to that and have no fear, have no doubt that all you have, all you need is there. There's a couple of Karen Drucker songs that we like to sing. let go of the shore. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Float into the mystery. That's faith. If you let go of your self, ego, let go of that, because that's familiar, you're hanging on to it, let go of it. Let the water carry you. Let Spirit carry you. And just float, relax. It's supporting you. There's no fear. There's no doubt. She also has another song, I allow, I surrender. I allow and I surrender. Allowing Spirit in. Allowing yourself to be aware. Allowing yourself to have the Christ consciousness. Spirit divine, come to me, as we sang earlier. Living in me and healing me. Another one of the Beatitudes, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. When you're pure in heart, when you've let go of the ego consciousness and you are aware that we are all a part of this great divineness, you will see God. You will see God in everything, in everyone. You will see them as a part of this divine, not as separate things. As Emily Cady refers, we have our individualized selves, which that's our individual expression of the divine, which we are all a part of. So again, what is that? The first beatitude, poor in spirit. Theirs, yours, ours, mine is the kingdom of heaven. And the more we fill our minds and our souls and our bodies with divine thoughts, the more familiar it becomes, the safer it feels. We can start to let go of that shore. And we start to project our truth into the world. It's the law of mind action, right? We're holding divine thoughts in our minds. Divine thoughts are what we're holding. So when we hold divine thoughts in our mind, what does that do? Produces after their kind. What we think about or what we bring about. Think about, we bring about. So the more we fill ourselves in with these divine thoughts, with the thoughts of truth, the more of that we will bring out and project into the world, and we will start seeing it more and more. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. People do not light a lamp and put it under a bushel basket. Rather, they put it on a lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. You put your light on a lampstand. When this was written, people might have lived in houses with other families. Each family had their own lamp. And you had your lamps burning. If a family didn't have enough oil to burn their lamp, they still had light from the other lamps of the other families. So you don't cover up your light and keep it. It's like, you can't have it. You share it. You share that light with others. Whether it is an actual physical light or your light of who you are, your being, your expression of God. So let your light shine. Each morning when you wake up, put on your makeup. Okay, no. Get out of my head, Dionne Warwick. Say a little prayer for you. Uh, each morning when you wake up, say a little prayer. This actually works. Set your thoughts on the divine, on spirit, on God, on the universe. Or as a classmate of mine refers to that as Gus, God, the universe, and spirit. But when you first wake up, maybe even before you open your eyes, place your thoughts on the divine. This morning, when I was aware that I was waking, I was like, there's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good. I am a child of God. These are the thoughts that I put in my head as I was waking up this morning, to remind myself and to fill myself up with this, so that I may project that into the world. So keep your thoughts on truth throughout the day, no matter what you're doing. When in your daily work, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere and every way, I'm going to let it shine. I woke up this morning with my mind, stayed on spirit. Walking and talking, stayed on spirit. You can't hate your neighbor. We didn't sing that verse, but you can't hate your neighbor when your mind is on God and you are seeing them as their divine self. So is your spiritual awakening coming in like a lion or like a lamb? Metaphysically, a lion represents courage. Metaphysical meaning of courage. Courage, a spiritual quality that enables one to remain poised and centered in God amidst great difficulties and danger. The realization that the Almighty God of the universe is spiritual present, which is constantly striving to express in and through us, fills us with new courage and a fearlessness that is beyond description. Be strong and let your hearts take courage. Psalms 31. Metaphysical meaning of lamb. Lamb represents innocent, guileless forms of life in the animal plane of consciousness. The Lamb of God, the pure life and substance of being. By his overcoming, Jesus restored to mankind the consciousness of this pure life and substance, which flows into man's consciousness through the spiritual body. Its nature is to vivify with perpetual life all things that it touches. So when we live in this world, things happen. We try to stay focused and be expressions of God. We get caught up in our work. We get caught up in traffic. That slow person in front of you, we get caught up in that. Bring in your courage of the lion to get you through that, to give you the strength to, I can let go of this struggle. And in the morning, let the lamb be there, gentle reminder, there's only one presence. I am a child of God. So when we keep our mind stayed on spirit, or centered in God, or centered as God, our awakenings can be gentle. It just flows in gently like a lamb. And as we do live in this world, our minds can stray away, and storms and turmoil can occur. We have the courage of the lion, or faith, to stay centered in God, stay centered as God, to allow Spirit to express through us. So let your light shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Thank you.